Okay, so first of all, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's topic is workability of the concrete. Okay, so just see that this topic is very important for the competitive examination because in the last year MPSC examination 2021, they asked the question about the workability. Okay, on the slum also. So the next slide. So here definition. What they provided, the internal work necessary to produce the complete compaction. Means whatever the work, it should be a minimum while placing the concrete. So that is the actually the property of a concrete which determines the amount of useful internal work necessary to produce the complete compaction. It is a definition provided by 1199 IS 1199. Okay, so this definition is given in IS 1199. So now degree of workability is for the fresh concrete can be calculated or can be determined by using the slump test, compaction factor test, flow table test, and VB consistometer test. There are the four tests. There are many more tests also there, but more we are considering this one. And for today's session, we are just going to take the slump test. Okay, this one. So degree of workability of a fresh concrete can be determined by using this kind of test. So first, that is a slump test. Now we're going to see for the slump test. So this is a slump test. Now in the slump test, how many kind of apparatus is going to be used? So first of all here mold. This is the mold. So for the in this mold the concrete is placed layer by layer like this one. So four layer. This is first layer, bottom layer, then second, third, and the fourth. So this way the four layer the concrete is placed in the four layer and it is each layer is stamped by 25 number of strokes. Okay, so again there is tamping rod for the tamping purpose. So this 25 number of stroke is given by using this tamping rod. Then there is measuring tape to measure the slump, and there is a metal base plate is there. This is metal base plate. Okay, so to get the plane or level surface, so this the metal plate is going to use. Trowel also there. This is a trowel is used for the level of the top layer surface or at the time of pouring the concrete into the mold also the towel must work. Okay, now there for the calculation of the slump, so aggregate whatever used should not be greater than the 38 size. Okay, so for the slump calculation or slump determination, the aggregate used in the concrete should not be greater than 38 Okay, now this test can be performed into the laboratory also and in on the field also. Okay, so we know that when the truck of the ready mix concrete truck is came to the site, then we can directly take the batch wise slump measurement for that truck also. So this is it can be measured at the field also, it can be measured at the laboratory also. So during the progress of work this test is performed. Okay, this is about the apparatus and all. Now next, some specifications also there. Now this, so for top diameter of this slump cone, this is known as a slump cone. Okay, slump cone. So for top diameter, it is 10 centimeter. It is written over here. Then second bottom diameter is 20 centimeter and height of mold is 30 centimeter. Means 10, 20, 30. Understand like this. इसको ऐसे याद रखना है. 10, 20, 30. 10 क्या है? Upper diameter, lower diameter and height is 30. Now thickness of mold, it is 1.6 mm. ये जो thickness है this thickness of a mold it is a 1.6 mm. Again it can be represented as 60 bg. This is a standard way to represent. Okay, it is given in also again IS 1199. Understand this, this is for the sampling of fresh concrete 1199. ये आपको याद ही रखना है. Okay, now next, so this is a tamping rod. This is a tamping rod for the tamping purpose. Okay, so this length of tamping rod is a 600 mm or zero point 0.6 meter and the diameter of a tamping rod is the 16 mm. Okay, this is a standard one. Suppose any examination will ask about the tamping, what is the length of tamping rod? So you can directly say that the 0.6 meter. Now mold, this mold is made up of the metal. but this mold is specifically should not be made up of the brass and aluminum. Okay, that is also provided in IS 1199. Okay, so there must be a reaction, so that's why there should not be a brass and aluminum metal. Other metal you can use for the mold. Now next, so there is a type of the slumps. Different type of slumps are there. The true slump, shear slump, collapse slump and zero slump. True slump में क्या होता है देखो. So this upper side get collapsed and we are getting the slump value over here. But in the shear slump, the one side gets sheared off like this. So this is sheared slump. It is not a kind of a true slump. Now there is a collapse slump. So total concrete get fall down and it is look like a so low raised heap is there. So this is a collapse slump and zero slump. So no concrete get fall out or failed out from this. So that is the zero slump. Okay. So now how the measure? So this is the at the site view. This is a site view. So first of all, we just pouring the concrete into the four layers. Suppose this is first layer, second layer, third, and this one fourth. After that, remove the four layer. Then number of stroke is given. 25 number of stroke is given to the each layer. Then after once the top layer is filled, then top of surface is leveled with the trowel or tamping rod by rolling on it. ये जैसे roll किया ना ऐसे roll करके उसको हम ही कर सकते. उसके बाद now drawn out the mold vertically up without disturbing the shape. मतलब हमें ऊपर उसको खींच लेना है. After that allow the concrete to be subside and then measure the slump. Now they allowed and now they are measuring the slump. So this is the slump value. Now just look at that's ruler. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, now 7. This one, I think 7.8. 7.8 centimeter slump is observed in this figure. Okay. So this way it is going to measure. So this mold is put vertically up to down means this up portion at the bottom and this. So this is one way to understand or to measure the slump. Okay, so at the site we're going to measure like this. Now next, so some important point given by the IS 456. This IS 456 gives the idea about the slump, which kind of slump is used for which kind of the placing condition or concrete work. Different kind of concrete work is there. So first of all, degree of workability achieved by this slump cone test, it is a 50 mm to 150 mm means that is the medium to, look at here, medium to high. So within this range only slump can gives the good result. Other for the low and very low it is not gives the so appropriate or exact result. So degree of workability achieved by the slump cone test it is a 50 and 150 mm in that range. Now the IS what IS code says that the blending concrete is there, shallow section is there, pavement using paver block is there. Okay, so these kind of for this the very low workability is used, very low workability required, and for the very low degree of workability the IS code says that see the 7.1.1. So what is that here? Just I marked over here. So this is in the very low category of a workability where the strict control is necessary. Yes, strict control is necessary. For the example, pavement quality concrete or measurement of workability is determined by using the compacting factor means जब हमें वेरी लो वर्केबिलिटी फाइंड आउट करना है तब हमें कॉम्पैक्शन फैक्टर टेस्ट यूज करना है ना कि स्लम कोन टेस्ट. ओके, कॉम्पैक्शन फैक्टर टेस्ट यूज करना है. आ गया समझ में? फॉर दैट वन द वैल्यू ऑफ कॉम्पैक्शन फैक्टर इज गिवन 0.75 to 0.8 फॉर वेरी लो. फॉर वेरी लो स्लम इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड. नाउ नेक्स्ट, अभी लो के लिए वैल्यू कितनी स्पेसिफाई की है? 25 to 75. Understand this one. Again, for medium, the value is specified that is 50 to 100. This is a range. Okay. For heavily reinforced section of a slab, column, beam and wall, this is 50 to 100. Again, for the slip form work, this is slip form work. This is the 75 to 100. For pumper concrete, again, this is okay. Now, for trench fill, for the trench fill, we using the high workability concrete that is 100 to 150, and for the trimmy concrete we using very high means it is greater than 150 mm. उसके ज़्यादा इसलम हम ट्रिमी कंक्रीट में यूज़ करते हैं और दैट इज़ वेरी हाई. सो अगेन दे आर आस्किंग फॉर सी दैट 7.1.2. So in the very high category of workability measurement, the workability by determination of flow means flow table test we have to use. Okay. So what the IS code says, for the very high, to achieve the very high degree of workability, we have to use the flow table test. So this is about the slump cone test in the IS code. Okay, so for very low, the slump code is not going to be used. Compaction factor test is used. For low, they've specified the range 25 mm to 75 mm. For the medium, that is 50 to 100 or 75 to 100. For the high, that is 100 to 150. And for high, greater than 150. Got it? But the slump cone test provides a good value for the medium to high workability range. Okay, so this is about the slump. So thanks and regards, Engineers DNA Academy. Please share, subscribe our YouTube channel. The PDF for this session, it is linked into the Dropbox, whatever the description box. Okay, thank you once again.